Welcome everybody to the first episode of Horrific Championship Wrestling. I am Jimmy, your host for today's debut episode. And coming to the ring right now, you know him from the Scream franchise. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Ghostface. This will be a weekly Saturday morning, like your old school WCW on TBS, or even WWE at one point. I know they had a Saturday morning show, right? But your favorite horror, sci-fi, comic book characters squared off. We had our Freddy vs. Jason exhibition match that happened, and now we are for real, folks. This is the first real episode of Horrific Championship Wrestling. Ghostface awaiting his opponent. Wait till you see who it is. It's time to power up. It is the White Ranger. And you can tell the crowd is fully behind the White Power Ranger here tonight. We at the Horrific Network appreciate you coming on board and spending some time with us today, as the White Ranger is getting everyone excited. Crowd thoroughly behind the White Ranger. We know that the Power Ranger movie coming out soon. Ghostface, we see him on MTV, to call him the MVP of MTV. And we're getting ready here. Ghostface, White Ranger. Tonight's main event is Deadpool versus Nightwing for the Boom title. And both of these guys have got to be in line for a title shot. You would say the winner would put them right on board for that. And right off the get, Ghostface is taking it to the White Ranger with a hell of a move there. That's like a fall-away slam into a knee breaker, almost like a modified go to sleep. And now Ghostface looks like he's going to get into an Indian deathlock. No, just a knee breaker. Up to the second rope. And he's mocking the White Ranger, daring him to come up. And a leg drop. What a move by Ghostface. Ghostface is making some news. This is his debut match. Before we went on the air and this became a regular show, we had simulated matches, and we messed around with this program a lot to get the characters downloaded and sense. And White Ranger, we have played with his character a lot. Ghostface, we have never seen in action before. White Ranger, though, taking control. Big time fist. At this point, I also want to say that next week our broadcasting team will probably be growing. It won't just be me here. Joey Styles styling, I should say, with just a single guy in the commentary, with hopefully Derek and or Andrew or even Kevin. Some of the Horrific Network team will be with me in a snap drop kick by Ghostface on the White Ranger. And he's just somersaults into a camel clutch type move. No, he was trying to rake the eyes. Hard to do with the helmet on. And Ghostface pandering to this crowd. And he's waiting for the White Ranger to get up. What's he going to do? Oh my God, a flying knee. Flying knee. Hard to tell if it's a knee or an elbow with that cape on, but I think it was a knee 2 count. White Ranger kicks out. Ghostface is definitely impressed here tonight, and he's definitely has to be making a bid for, like I said, for that shot against the Deadpool Nightwing main event later on. And I'm sorry, I keep saying Nightwing. It's Deadpool, I'm being told, against Michael Myers for the Boom title. White Ranger needs to... He took too much time pandering to the crowd. And Ghostface makes him pay with a leg drop. Springboard leg drop over the top rope. All your favorite comic book, horror, science fiction characters are on our roster, anxiously awaiting the chance to come out every week and perform for you. What a DDT on the apron by Ghostface. Huge. What a match. And Ghostface is mocking the White Ranger, just waiting for him to come up. And White Ranger's not even moving after that DDT. I mean, that hurt him really bad, it would appear. And Ghostface is going after the leg of the White Ranger now. And the cover. Referee is way out of position. Could count to 100, but 1, 2, and White Ranger gets up at 2.5. But Ghostface has every reason to be upset with that, because White Ranger, the referee I should say, was way out of position. And Ghostface, right there, just hit another flying knee. And I'm surprised he's not trying to cover him. And now, after a couple shots, now he's got him in an armbar. He's got White Ranger in an armbar. Again, referee way out of position. The excitement of this thing, obviously too much. And White Ranger gets out, but not before a lot of damage by Ghostface has been done. And White Ranger with a back elbow on Ghostface. And look at Ghostface. A half hurricane plants him. Now he's waiting for White Ranger to get up. And a kick to the gut. And, oh man, what a move. 1, 2, 3, and Ghostface walks out of here with a win as he badmouths White Ranger. Ghostface, I mean, he has raised a lot of eyebrows, I would say, in the back. 1, 2, and White Ranger kicking out there. That first one, look at that DDT. White Ranger was not right after that DDT. And at that point, I think Ghostface was just more or less frustrated. But you see the official way out of position there. White Ranger kicking out. A second flying knee to White Ranger. And then this right here. 1, 2, and 3. And Ghostface is victorious. We will be back after these messages of another match at Horrific Championship Wrestling. Hey man, don't miss this week's Horrific podcast with the wonderful Carrie Ginzel talking all things supernatural. They're watching and Dead Rising, among all kinds of haunting stories. Check it out. iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, all kind of podcast affiliates right now. Already in the ring, already going. We apologize for a little bit of technical difficulties. We couldn't bring you the walk out there. We are still getting into this, but we have Pennywise the Clown versus Scorpion from Mortal Kombat in the ring for you right now. And upon us doing this, putting this all together, we ran all of our wrestlers through a series of tests, and we actually simulated tournaments, like King of the Ring style tournaments, to determine who the champions of each division would be. World heavyweight champion, the intercontinental equivalent, we call it the Boom title. That's what we're going to see Deadpool defend against Michael Myers next on our main event this week. And then Scorpion actually won it, and then we were messing around getting this really ready for us to produce to you on YouTube, and Deadpool, coincidentally, in that simulation, the final simulation before we went on the air into full production mode, Deadpool beat Scorpion for the title. So that's why Deadpool has the belt and Scorpion doesn't, and that's why the main event is Deadpool Michael Myers and not Scorpion Pennywise. And Pennywise, looking at the official, He expects him to break it up, but no. Pennywise pointing at Scorpion. You know, these shows, these weekly Saturday shows will be somewhat shorter. You know, half an hour at the most, hopefully. We don't want to take up too much of your time, but we want to give you some Saturday morning entertainment, or if you watch us during the week, either way we appreciate it. You watch us in the morning before work, get woken up with some video game, horror characters, wrestling. Also, like I said in the demo, if you didn't watch the demo match of What We Are About with Freddy versus Jason, we do know at some point here in the coming weeks, at least by our first Super Show, that Andrew Kane, co-host of the Nerdgasm podcast, and Derek Casey, who co-hosts multiple podcasts at some point or another. Big time rock bottom slam by Deadpool there. But both of those guys will be in the commentary booth every once in a while for you to listen to, along with yours truly, for these matches. Deadpool really working over Scorpion. Now Scorpion finally getting the better hand, reversing Deadpool into the corner. Whips Deadpool in, whips Pennywise in, and then with the Bulldog maneuver, cover, and Pennywise has got the bottom rope there. Scorpion is complaining, but that is a clear break of the cover, and Scorpion now is going to make Pennywise pay for it, beating away on the head, and I think he did. He just busted Pennywise open with that elbow shot. Pennywise reversing and getting out of that suplex. Pennywise taking a shot at Scorpion. Scorpion a shot to Pennywise's leg, and a big time drop kick by Scorpion, and the crowd is fully behind him. Rolling Pennywise over in the middle of the ring. Won't be able to grab the rope here. 1, 2. Pennywise kicks out though. We do know at the first big time pay-per-view show, the longer show, I was going to say once a month we will have an hour show, but hold that thought. Scorpion, oh, what a shot to the side of Pennywise's head. 1, 2, 3, it's over. And Scorpion has just knocked out Pennywise. It started there. Scorpion tried to reverse with that flapjack. Got tangled up on the top rope with that spring drop kick to Pennywise, rolling him into the middle of the ring. 1, 2. No. But this shot, look at that punch. I mean, just knocked out Pennywise. And I mean knocked him out cold. And Scorpion is the winner of this match. And we will be right back with more action in that title fight up next. Do you like comics, sci-fi, horror, all that kind of stuff? Then you won't want to miss our newest podcast on the Horrific Network label, Nerdgasm. Andrew Kane and Jimmy talk all things nerd culture, and this week they're talking about the upcoming comic book movies in 2017. Check it out right now. All right, folks, it is time for the main event of the evening, and it is for the Boom Championship. No, I am not Lillian Garcia, but I thank you all for listening to this and watching this. I'm too used to being a podcasting host. Watching this week's Horrific Championship Wrestling show on this lovely Saturday. We are awaiting the challenger. And here he is. straight out of John Carpenter's mind. One of the original slashers. Mr. Michael Myers is in the house, and we are ready for our first Horrific Championship Wrestling title fight. Michael Myers is here. Some would say he's a favorite, others might say he is an underdog. I say it's too close to call. Right now, though, as we get ready for this title fight, is as good as time as any to kind of give you a preview for next week. Next week will be the debut of Horrific Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Champion Deadpool. I'm sorry, not Deadpool, Big Daddy. We're about to see Deadpool right now, actually, so sit tight. And here he comes. He's controversial, but there he is. He is the Boom Heavyweight Champion, Deadpool. He won that title, as we were saying. We did a simulation. I've been saying it all night. Scorpion originally won the simulation. But right before we started doing programming, Deadpool won it from Scorpion. And he debuts on Horrific Championship Wrestling Television with that title. And there he is. Your Boom Heavyweight Champion. This is going to be a fight. Before we get started, though, like I said, Heavyweight Champion of the World, Big Daddy from BioShock will be on television next week. But right now, it's time for the Boom Championship. And like I said, from Springfield, Illinois, he is Michael Myers. I didn't know Michael Myers could talk, and he is everyone's favorite mercenary. Deadpool, the champion of the world. He very well could be Horrific Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Champion after, in the near future. Who knows? Myers says he's ready to take a shot at winning this title. And there you see what it's all about. What a program it's been. What a night of matches. 3 great ones. The dominant Ghostface has got to be considered in line for a title match against the winner of this one after seeing how dominant he was tonight. We saw Scorpion knock out Pennywise. He's got to be in line for a shot as well. Deadpool with a knee lift right in the midsection of Michael Myers. And a kick. And another one. Deadpool all over Michael Myers, whipping him into the ropes. And a hit toss. And another kick. Repeated kicks on Michael Myers right off of the get-go. And it's been all Deadpool here in the early going. Now Michael Myers counters. Elbow to the stomach. But Deadpool right back on top of him, whipping him into the ropes. And it's Michael Myers has just been on top of it. And I realize I said Springfield, Illinois. He's from Hattonfield, Illinois. I do know my whore. Thinking of Springfield because we mentioned Freddy Krueger earlier. and Deadpool in all kinds of trouble. And Michael Myers, the Haddonfield slasher, is in control of Deadpool now. Lifts Deadpool up, but Deadpool reversing and a shoulder tackle, and Myers goes down. I'll tell you what. Oh, and a leg whip right there, taking the leg away from Michael Myers. And a snap DDT on Michael Myers. And Deadpool almost looks bored with this challenge, like he knows he could have a better one at some point. Deadpool, Michael Myers up. Deadpool, what's he gonna do? Lifts Michael Myers up. Michael Myers counters, back of the knee, and a snap DDT of his own on Deadpool. And Michael Myers is waiting for Deadpool to get up. Could we see an upset tonight on the first episode of Horrific Championship Wrestling? But Deadpool's gonna counter. Deadpool gets out of it, but Michael Myers is still coming at him, and oh, Myers went for like a Stone Cold Stunner move. Deadpool countered. Deadpool's got Myers up. Deadpool, Michinoku type driver there. Michael Myers is down. Deadpool dragging him to the middle of the ring. 1, 2, 3, and Deadpool has successfully defended the Boom Championship. Some of the replays here. Michael Myers driving. They exchange DDTs, but then Deadpool, that Michinoku driver, looked like that just about knocked him out, if not completely, pretty close to it. And Deadpool is still your Boom heavyweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for tuning in to the first issue of Horrific Championship Wrestling. We will be back next week. So long.